fishing.
Ah, you know.
But there's a sign upon your door.
Uh-huh.
Gone fishing.
The main street of Rutherglen is not the obvious place you'd look to find a Murray cod. But at the Poacher's Paradise Hotel in this southeastern Victorian town, Australia's largest freshwater fish will be looking at you.
Gone fishing by a shady, wadey pool.
Who caught those ones?
Peter caught this one.
How big was that?
96.
96 pounds.
Ecologist Dr Paul Humphreys is on a national hunt for stuffed and mounted Murray cod and the stories behind them. Herbie Collins is only too happy to oblige.
He went upstream and he took a tumble and splashed with his tail. I thought, bloody hell, what have we got here? So I said to brother, get up and get the rope. Got a big black rope up there. Put it around my gut. So
And your gut.
So I'm going in after him.
Herbie has spent a good part of his 74 years wrestling Murray cod. He's got the trophy fish and the rope burns to prove it.
He was 75 pounds, eh? Beautiful fish.
Was he worth it? He was worth it, was
Oh, well, if you would
he?
have a camera.
You had a rope burn on your stomach.
Down me gut. When you've got a gut like mine, he's taking me breath away.
While fishing tails are prone to exaggeration, cod heads aren't.
These Murray cod in pubs, they were the real fish. The innard's been taken out, but they're the real fish. They don't lie. They tell us and they show us what actually was there in the past.
Most mounted cod are not suitable for DNA testing, but they usually show the date, weight and location of a catch. Information Dr Humphreys says could help paint an historical picture of the health of the Murray River and its signature fish. Dr Humphreys has spent the past 17 years fishing for answers about the breeding habits and population of Murray cod across the basin.
They're very, very low numbers. Some people have estimated 10%. I'd say probably more like 1% of the populations that would have been around here back in the mid-1800s.
Initially, overfishing was the greatest threat. Today, Dr Humphreys says it's river regulation, changing the course, flow and temperature of the river to supply drinking water, irrigation and hydropower.
Fish are cold-blooded, so their metabolism, the rate at which they grow, how much energy they use, is governed by the temperature of their environment.
Just minutes downstream is the Hume Dam and spillway. A marvel for irrigators and other water users, it's a nightmare for Murray cod.
The temperature of the water coming out of the bottom of the dam when the dam's full is sometimes 10 degrees cooler than it would normally be. So it can be, rather than 30 degrees, it can be 20 degrees, and that's a huge change. For the Murray cod, it means that they are very sluggish. It means they will not feed as much. It means that they, in some cases, won't breed.
During breeding season, Dr Humphreys collects young Murray cod soon after they've hatched.
The Murray cod larvae that we've caught from the net, this is what they look like. They're very small, they're only about 10 millimetres long.
In the laboratory at Charles Sturt University in Albury, he and fellow researchers determine the age and growth rate of the fish by removing and dissecting their ear bones.
Then we polish it underneath the microscope, and you can see that we've come up with a series of rings, just like a tree. So each one of these rings represents a day in the life of this particular Murray cod larva.
By cross-checking this information with their data about river conditions at the time of spawning, they're determining what Murray cod larvae need to survive and thrive.
It's about trying to get the temperatures up, and it's trying to make the flows more natural at the time the fish will be breeding, rather than having these constant high flows. So it's making those recommendations to people who turn the taps on and off.
Is that a losing battle, given that there's more and more pressure for irrigation?
It's a pretty hard battle to fight, but I think ultimately we have to make a decision about whether we want to maintain the river just purely for agriculture and those sorts of purposes, or whether we want to have a living, working river.
But it's not all bad news for Murray cod. Out on the Murrumbidgee River, Jamin Forbes is fishing the easy way. As a researcher with New South Wales Primary Industries, he's allowed to.
There's a cod here.
The spaghetti anodes off the front of the boat create an electric current which temporarily disables fish, making them easier to net.
You can see he's immobilised at the moment, so we'll get him into the water so that he can still breathe and he can recover.
Jamin Forbes says the Murray cod population has improved dramatically due to control measures such as bag and size limits and closed fishing seasons.
When I was even in my late teens, over 20 years ago, you were lucky to catch a cod at all. We'd go fishing all weekend and we might catch one, whereas now we can come out with a rod and reel and catch, 10, 15, 20 or more in a day. So he's probably about 54 centimetres or 540 millimetres. Support him nicely.
Anglers are allowed to take Murray cod that are between 55 and 75 centimetres long. The big ones are still being caught, he says, but are illegal to keep.
I look forward to the time some way down the track when perhaps we don't have to throw them back because the populations are so good. But I don't think we're at that stage, anywhere near that stage yet.
Gone fishing, got your hound dog by your side.
That's old Cindy Lou.
Today you couldn't legally keep a cod this big, which makes trophies like this extra special.
So how big was this fella?
80 odd.
82 pounds.
Yeah. So there's the one there. He's down near as tall as me.
He's a monster, isn't he? So what happened to him?
We got eaten.
But there are still plenty of prized Murray cod on pub walls, at least 120 of them in 92 watering holes. It could be a long research project.